So we're on to section 2, financing.
Section 2, financing of the vacant land purchase contract. I'm excited that we're seeing more banks lend again.
Oh yeah, aren't we thankful? Up until about the last 2 years, we were in a spate of just, what, 6-7 years where it was cash only.
Yeah.
There was no way you could get financing for land. But yeah, it's exciting to see it again, and a couple of the banks are doing it, so, and a couple of the credit unions.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference. Now, please make sure you're reaching out to that bank ahead of time, and you're asking really good questions as far as, term of loan, sometimes the amortization. What have you been seeing amortization-wise, 15, 20 years?
I've seen it 30 lately, but yeah, typically with dirt it's 15 to 20.
Yeah.
With the balloon payment. And of course, you're going to pay a higher interest rate when it comes to land. It's not like residential. You are going to have a higher interest rate typically.
Yeah.
And just because you qualify for a residential loan, it's not the same for a vacant land loan. So you need to have that discussion with your lender to make sure that the parameters for the vacant land loan you can qualify for.
Yeah,
it's different.
You're going to have a higher credit score. You're going to have more cash up front. Your down payment is not going to, you're not going to get away usually with 10% down. You're probably looking at 20, 30, sometimes 40.
Well, I typically see the higher down payment with a seller carryback.
Okay.
I've seen 10 to 20 lately on land loans. But basically what happens when you're getting a loan for that land is you're tying that land up, but you can't do anything with it until you pay it off. So it's not, you're kind of keeping it in limbo with the fact that a year to 3 years to 5 years down the road, you're going to pay off that loan, whether it may be with the first draw from your construction loan, and build upon that land.
Absolutely. So this, again, when you're having your buyer counseling session, these are all scenarios you need to run with your buyer as far as what's their ultimate goal, what's their time frame, is building going to be in their best frame of mind. Investment can be a beautiful thing, but cash is king when it comes to investing in dirt right now.
And remember, with vacant land, you have your financing commitment contingency period. I never say it like that, so the cash phase. That's going to run in conjunction with your due diligence period. So you've got that 30 days from contract acceptance, or however many days you agree upon for the due diligence. If you're getting financing, you need to have your appraisal done, you need to have any appropriate testing done, the survey, the perk test, in that 30 days. Once you get past that 30 days, and of course we'll cover that in due diligence, you're done. If you go past that 30 days, or the agreed upon days, without backing out at that point in time, and you do back out, you lost your earnest money.
So do be cautious on that with financing. That's going to be one of the keys. Again, lining everything up so your buyer is prepared. Hopefully your buyer is a little bit more savvy. This isn't their first time out looking at property. First-time home buyers I love, but land is a completely different animal. So do be prepared for that as you go forward.
And they do have, you've got your pre-qual, you've got your loan status update, the same as the residential contract that you're agreeing to supply along with the contract.
Now you do have, in many instances, an appraisal will be required. So one of the things that I want to encourage you to do is make sure you're running comps. We aren't seeing, in my neck of the woods, as many land sales as I'm excited for. And so as a result, sometimes comps, sales comparables are a little bit slim pickings. As a result, if you've got somebody who's getting financing and is relying upon that loan to close escrow, getting an appraisal may be a little bit more difficult. So you're going to want to be all hands on deck in facilitating and working with that appraiser, making sure you've got comps to support your purchase price to help get that deal across the finish line.
Bingo. Really good. You can get a VA loan. You can buy land with a VA loan, just so you know. Something to consider.
Absolutely. For our veterans, it's a great opportunity. But again, get with your lender so you know what to expect and the time frame in which to act on.
Now, at the very bottom of the financing page, it talks about partial releases. Certainly, I'd say go to class to learn about that, but that encompasses, if you have a loan over, say, a 5-acre piece and you want to sell somebody a 1.25 acre out of that, number one, you're going to have a survey. Number two, the bank is going to have to agree to release that piece of land out of that 5-acre piece. So it's not as simple as I've got this land tied up and I can sell this off.
Absolutely. And sometimes with those partial releases, you're going to see a large amount, if not all of that money, need to go to the bank to help satisfy your loan.
Yeah, it's not going in your pocket.
Yeah. I've seen it in owner carry, but if you're dealing with the bank, it's all going to the bank.
It's all going to the bank.
So
Exactly.
pretty straightforward.
Exactly. So here's a really important part of the financing commitment. It talks about subordination.
Yes.
What do you do with subordination? You never subordinate. Ever, 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 ever.
Wait, what was that again?
Ever. You never subordinate. Okay, that's
right.
my
Write that down.
recommendation.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. And what subordination means is that, say you are the seller and you own the 5-acre piece and you're doing seller carryback, you've sold somebody that 1.25 acre because it's free and clear, and they want to get a construction loan for that. Well, what's going to happen is if they don't keep up on the construction loan, you're going to have to make the payments or you're going to lose that dirt. So don't do it. Ever, ever, ever. Just
What
saying.
she said, please don't. It's not where you want to be with your seller.